Those are not babies. Those are cats. There's a lot of cats here. It's like 3-level apartment. 3-apartment apartment. Similar on either side, and cats are popular apparently. And we'll take care of them, not by us. We're both allergic. But I had to have the couch like professionally cleaned when we came here, because we both wish the couch is full of cat and the beds, everything. It wasn't much. We actually had the guys and gals that come do that for a fee here in Mexico. I'll get right to the Gemini reading. I'm feeling very energized, like way more than us. No. And as I'm really I think about this Gemini, and I got the chart up. I put it as a whole houses with Aries as the first house. You know, yeah, I focus on Gemini. It's all about the retrograde, right? With Gemini, no? Gemini at 7 degrees, Gemini now well released from the retrograde energies, or whatever lesson that sent. You should unpack it, take a look at it by now. And now, you know, your mind is going to be moving towards your Gemini, and particularly if you've got a sun anywhere around 7 degrees right now, it's just going to get up now. It's going to start doing its Mercury thing and hauling through Gemini. And in a minute, you're going to have Venus there, guys. That's the thing with Gemini, you're going to have Venus there. And that's going to be like so cool. Summertime, you got Venus in your sign. It's summertime, baby, and the living is easy. Why? 'Cause you got Venus in your sign. Yeah, Venus, man. All the things about pleasure, desire, harmony, love. Venus. And in Taurus, it's in the second house. Venus is really about heaven on earth, really. It's like ultimately, always go big, go big or go home. All right. Gemini. I'm gonna literally like turn to your reading now. And we had a big wind kick up here a minute ago, right before I started. And if it does again, I'll have to bring in my little beads to hold down the card. So now, you know, here at the Universal Studios in beautiful downtown Cancun, I, David, and my girlfriend also, Aurora, very much would like to say we love the vientos. And mucho wind is good, but right now, it'd be nice if we could be chill for, give us a few minutes here. And there's some coffee Gemini to do the Gemini reading, which, you know, I feel very energized by it. So this is kind of your past energy here is very good, guys. I kind of like that. Make sure I get this in. I'll be able to zoom in as we go along. But we have the 2 of Pentacles over the 10 of Wands. And then I'm not going to do the reversals. Don't yell at me. We'll get there. Sometimes I do the reversals. Well, this is your blocking. What's blocking what the problem is. So, you know, you could kind of consider, I don't know about Wheel of Fortune being reversed, but if this is in blocking, you could consider an Empress in reverse, you know. Aries energy here, but so Aries energy for you in this kind of reading is kind of about your thing around love, not so much about the other person this particular week here, Gemini. So this doesn't necessarily have to be an Aries in your life. It could be Aries in your chart, though. You know, where you most profoundly got Jupiter there. Jupiter's a good planet for you, the great benefic, you know. Jupiter in good alignment with Gemini is typically going to bring good things, particularly spiritually. You've got Also Mars there. This represents Mars. The Empress here. We'll go. God damn, I could say that's more like Taurus. Oh, sorry, I was thinking of the Emperor. Um, but under the Wheel of Fortune. But that's so strange that that's in what's blocking you. Well, it would be like for sure something's blocking you. The Empress is very solid like that. Talking about Venus moving into Gemini, being like, can bring like Empress energy. But if this is what's blocked, and you've been, I see this Two of Pentacles. To me, it's not really about, in this position, it's not about the Gemini wanting to balance, two different things so much. I see the Two of Pentacles often, it's the personal cards, the two, the Three of Pentacles, the four, all the Pentacles really up to nine are there, and even 10. It's just personal. This is hands-on energy. This is doing your life. And when I see Two of Pentacles and you see the balance here, you're really balancing the hard things: work and love, work and home, children and spouse, children and self, spouse and self, work and self. This balance in real life, it can be very demanding here. But like we pretty much all of us got to do it, right? I think so. At some point, we're not going to get through our whole lives without getting into sync, kind of clicking, and it takes a lot of work. You associate this like in the larger theme of things with the years after, say, your first Saturn return, like 29, and as you go into your, later life and retirement, those 30 or 40 years where you're the most productive, and it's like real life. It's, yeah, you finished school and you're having a good time, but now you have a family. Well, not only that, but now you got to go to work, and you got to really try. And on top of that, you need to take care of yourself and your health and your mental health. And on top of that, you have to have a relationship, and you want and have to give time to that. And there's only 24 hours in a day, and you need to sleep, and on and on. And if you can kind of hear it in my voice, when I was so calm, and when I got into this reading, I was like more and more kind of agitated. I'm like, this is the Gemini energy I'm picking up on. It's just kind of leaving you frazzled and out of energy. I'm thinking about more and more. I think Venus coming there is going to be good for you. But the Wheel of Fortune and Jupiter. So I'm thinking Jupiter too with the Wheel of Fortune. It might just be simply speaking to Jupiter here. It's in Aries. And so sextile to you. So you have this Martian energy. I get the feeling, Gemini, we're talking here, it's building up. It's about like the Two of Pentacles now to the Wheel of Fortune in a blocking position, the Ten of Wands into the Empress. There's a couple ways this could go. This fixed energy could be keeping you from letting go of some burden. It would be like a very busy cycle. At the most literal level, this is like workaholism, or just like you can't see the forest for the trees. Like it's kind of, also it's Gemini, it's Mercury, it's also Virgo-y, but it's like really having to focus so much on these pentacles that that's kind of all you're focused on, and it's like just kind of wearing you out. And I think to the Wheel of Fortune, but you're not really out of all that. You're not really seeing like progress, Gemini. That's what that is, because from this Two of Pentacles, if we grind this out and we do the Two of Pentacles things in real life, typically, it's going to pay off. Relationship's going to go well, child raising will go well, and our work and career will go well if we can keep this energy up. But yeah, there's something about it though. It's like you sort of can only be in it for so long, most of us, or it will just wear you down. Let's see what we got for advice. Wow. I heard divorce, and then I got this. Wow. Let's see what we got for the outcome. Wow, getting a heavy outcome. And the Knight of Pentacles. It's the final outcome on this, guys. Let's see if we can go in a little bit. Just on the reading, so it's not blowing away. That's good. Okay. So this is advice from spirit and kind of conscious, unconscious. This is kind of your existing status, history, position. Again, the blocking, we kind of been over. I'm still looking at that. It's interesting. It's coming with justice and then the moon. Because this now is advice. And this is advice. It's kind of like from the unconscious, guys. And, you know, yeah, it's the most dreaded card in tarot, the Three of Swords. And it's coming under justice. When I saw justice come up, I just thought divorce. So, Gemini, there's a divorce involved. And I think justice is about wanting this release. Also, Gemini, there's this thing with justice here over the Three of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. And then the Two of Pentacles, that this behavior of taking care of things and keeping it together. Maybe you were the one to always keep it together, too. Two of Pentacles, you can be that guy, that girl. You know, and you're just, you know, you're always the one that can be counted on to go to have a level head and get a good opinion about something that's, you know, helpful and realistic. And you're that person. And it's like you're kind of caught up in some kind of cycle with that. It might have to do with a divorce, and or it's ongoing, or even if it's from the past. Three of Swords is very Mercury retrograde energy. We did just release from that. I think it's kind of good for you as Geminis if you're see what's going on. You know, if you're late degree, you could have Neptune squaring at 25. Squares my sun, and it's a motherfucker of a transit. Really need to look at it if it is. If you have a late degree, you know, Gemini sun. But you know, you got that retrograde was started with you and ended with you, and now it's tearing it up through you. This is the Mercury energy, and it had to tell me, leave me a message. I really appreciate anybody, you know, comments, you know, try to engage, because I am always curious, you know, I can always feel this, and if you have this kind of energy. But this is advice from spirit, so you know, spirit, in my opinion anyway, it's never gonna give us ill advice. You know, I always say, you know, you don't necessarily trust myself, and I honestly never trust the fucking government, but I always trust spirit. And these are the advice from spirit cards. And it's nothing else. It's in the way of a divorce, in the spirit of a divorce, the energy of a divorce. This could be spiritually cutting ties using a psychic medium or something, or a psychic light work or healer that can cut actual ties, you know, karmically with people, energetically. Because this advice, I always think, is speaking to the blocking. And to the Empress, the Three of Swords. And it's like this energy with these 6 cards is, you know, you, where you're at, your problem, the thing that's keeping being absolutely perfect and integrated, and then the advice from spirit about how to do this. It's got to be about like dealing with it, like you're caught in this circle that's if it's you and you're feeling kind of worn out, I mean, you're going to end up just feeling worn out. You're always the go-to person, the logical person. You always keep it together. You know, you always be counted on, and you're so much locked into that you're sort of blocked from finding someone with whom you can be vulnerable, Gemini. See what I'm saying? So that whole process you're in keeps you from having to deal with your own vulnerability and the depth of this wound. You know, we just had Mars sextile you guys at 16 degrees. It busted through Chiron asteroid in Aries. And that's been a big one too. And it came during the Mercury retrograde. And it can be all about with a sextile, you using that energy to really deal with something, bust through that wound. That whatever the wound is, because whatever this history is, I think is with a person, this divorce, this situation that spirit is saying needs a divorce, you know, energetically from, physically, whatever. You know, it's in the 6 cards here, just showing us in this highly like karmic, I'm going really heavy, spiritual kind of place. And it's really about dealing, I think this is all about dealing with that Chiron wound. And so wherever 16 degrees Gemini is for you, and obviously 16 degrees also Aries where it hit, um, it's a drive-through energy. So something could, it can be like a punch too, but it makes you realize, kind of, all of a sudden things click maybe in your head. You know, it could be what's happening now as Mercury moves on, goes back into Taurus, and then back into Gemini with you guys. And in Taurus, you know, it's all about the values. The nodes are there. This could be a little hidden from you, this whole experience with the nodes in Taurus. It could be with the Gemini, you know, that it's when something's 30 degrees, like you don't really want to see it, really. It's like too much on you. And, you know, so maybe the whole, what that would kind of mean too is then, you know, and for you, in order to have this justice and deal with this Three of Swords energy, um, you know, you have to yourself, you know, embrace this whole process, you know, and maybe of the whole major arcana, and go all the way through and go through to the world, and relieve yourself from almost like this karmic cycle. It could be really deep. It could be like you're right on the kind of lip of maybe what this retrograde was about. It's a lot about values. You're like really going in, and you're like saying, okay, I'm doing all of this, but why? Jupiter can be the why. That's what you're not seeing in Jupiter. Why? Why are you doing all this? Why are you the one that's always there? Why are you so on it? Why are you got all your balls up in the air all the time, and you're getting it, but why are you tired? You know, and you're not feeling like the Empress. You should feel like the Empress, man or woman. You know, if you're doing all this work, I mean, why not? You know, but you're not feeling it. Well, yeah. And I think with the Knight of Pentacles under the moon, it's going to be, people are going to hate this, but it's going to, this now totally becomes a love reading. Because I think what this is most literally is a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus person coming in and really looking right at this Three of Swords. And they're gonna see right through the Three of Swords. And what are they gonna see? This person coming in with the Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. They're going to see the Empress in you. And they're going to tell you, Gemini, they're going to say, what I see is a beautiful person. Beautiful person. They're going to mean it. They're going to be very solid. And in a way, you'll have manifested this. Again, I said you can't be in that Two of Pentacles energy without producing something good. And you do it with the sweat of your brow. It's your own personal work, you know. And once you kind of have a realization and link it to that, you know, North Node, South Node, life purpose, energy, wherever that is for you, and put it within the context of this big picture, which is a very Jupiter thing that you're not getting, you know, so you'd actually draw in someone from the outside, something very solid here. I mean, I'm going to use this term, male or female, knight in shining armor, really. It's like that person coming in that really sees you. Probably this could also be lock eyes and, you know, fall in love energy, but someone with a moon. I don't see this being up here as something hidden, because this is the conscious part. I just think they would come in a very sensitive and understanding way, male or female could be, and be very solidly there and connect with you very solidly, very deeply. You know, giving you the feeling that they see you. They see right through your wounds, Gemini, and they see the Empress that you are, man or woman. Let me know, guys, what you think. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Love you.